what we'd like to do now is to have each of the people who run parts of this organization that makes it work, all volunteers. Nobody, this is not a paid job. My name is Roger Shoemaker, and I have the honor to be president of ALL at the moment anyway. So, unless there's a coup, anything can happen. We're going to have these little presentations and questions, and please ask a question if you have one, because you remember what they used to say in school, somebody else has the same question and is not brave enough to ask, although at this point in our lives, we're pretty brave about things like that. This is, over here is Cynthia Jane. She's a very important person to know. Cynthia is the office administrator for ALL, and you'll find her in the office over at the campus, our own little spot on campus, which is the next building over. And when we finish here, then you can wander over and see the actual classrooms and find out all of that. I'll explain more about that after our little presentation part. I think we start with Alice, who is going to tell us about her responsibilities at ALL.
Good morning. All right, one of the problems is that Joan's going to want me to stand here, and I never stand in one place, but we'll try this. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. You're never going to regret it. It's a great...
You can hold it like it longer.
She's
Just closer. There you go.
She's looking at me, trust me. Anyways, welcome. It's great to have you here. I had an opportunity to talk to a few of the folks at my table, and one of the things I would ask is that the board member at each table, would you find out how they found out about us? Because that's always a fascinating story, and I have one. So when I came to the Cape, I was, like many of you, looking for something to do other than watching Jeopardy to increase my brain power. And I was at Macy's updating my information, since I had now moved to the Cape full time, chit-chatting with the sales girl. I mentioned that I was looking for something to get involved with. She says to me, "Oh, my mother's involved with a program over at the college. You should go to the library and get the catalog. I don't know what it's called, but the catalog is white with blue." And I thought, okay, I'm desperate enough, I'll do that. So I did. I went to the South Yarmouth Library and I got the catalog and I signed up for classes. And it was the best thing I did, because it's just so much fun meeting wonderful people and being part of the Academy for Lifelong Learners. I would also like to mention to you that you can, at this point, sign up for additional courses. So as you're sitting at the table and other people are saying what they're taking and you're going, ooh, I didn't see that one. Go back, take a look at it, remember that you can sign up for additional courses. Now, my role, in addition to being on the board of directors, is that I'm also chair of the membership committee. And our job is to get the word out about the best kept secret on Cape Cod, which is the Academy for Lifelong Learners. And we are a committee that goes out, we do speaking engagements, we do the senior center fairs, we're putting up brochures everywhere that we can find it. We've got one member who every time he plays a round of golf is telling all the guys he's playing golf with and about the program. Our job is to spread the word and to get people to know about ALL and to sign up. And we're very excited because as new members, you were the ones we were really hoping that we would have a chance to see. And there's 84 of you for this term, which is very exciting. On the membership committee, the other thing we do also is that we take a look at the data and then talk to the board members and the other committees about what is it that we're seeing, what trends. I was listening to Henry just a few minutes ago, and one of the things I know he deals with is how many Zoom classes, how many in person. It's a flowing state of affairs. If you're interested in joining the membership committee, by all means, see me, let me know, tell Cynthia, send us an email, and we'll get you on the committee. The other committee that I am in charge of is called Hospitality, but I prefer to call it the Social Committee. Hospitality indicates that you're going to be making cookies, right? Yeah. social committee. We're in charge of planning the fun events. And as a matter of fact, the first fun event, and now that you're members, you get to go, and it's free. Thursday, October 23rd from 5 to 7, you're gonna get plenty of blasts about this in emails. We're having our wine fall social. So you get wine and little appetizers, and it's held over at the Cultural Center in South Yarmouth. And it's a great social event. You'll get to meet a lot of new people. We are also looking for new members for the social committee. So if you're interested in doing that, and I promise you won't have to just make cookies, please sign up for that, because I don't cook, so putting me in charge of this committee has been kind of fun. Now, the next thing I'm supposed to do is say, does anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask. Not a question. Cynthia's got a microphone all ready to go to someone with a question. No. All right. Yeah. Oh, thank God. There we go. You know, I mean, we spend hours planning this. You know, you want to make sure we make use of it.
Hi, thank you. My question is, how do you decide what classes to offer?
Question is, how do we decide what classes to offer? Henry, you're right there.
You can bring Henry up.
He's got the microphone right there. Henry, stand up though. There you go. So they know. This is Henry. You're going to hear from Henry again.
I'm the chair of the curriculum committee. We don't decide as a committee what courses to offer. We ask our coordinators, we call our teachers coordinators, what courses they would like to teach, what skill they have, what background they have, and what they would like to offer. And then we'll see if it fits in our curriculum.
So if you are thinking that you've got a talent, you know, and trust me when I tell you, everyone has a talent that we can use. You know, in addition to those academic courses and the courses on history and everything, we also, by the way, have square dancing and chair caning and all sorts of other classes. So if you have a skill, gardening, if anyone would like to teach foreign language, Henry would buy you dinner. To get you to sign up for that one. Please don't, you know, talk to the people at your table, but don't hesitate. Or if you know someone, you know, a retired person that's just sitting around not doing anything, we've got a place for them to come and offer their talents. Any other questions?
Bring Henry up.
Henry! Yeah. You're next. Henry is chair of the curriculum committee.
Thank you, Alice. Welcome. That was a very apropos question. People say, how do you decide what courses to teach? Why don't you teach this? I would like to have this course. How come it's not in your catalog? Again, I will repeat what I said. We don't have a curriculum like a college. You know, if we were at a college, we are in a way at a college. If we were a college, we would have a curriculum based on the degrees that we offer. But we don't have such a thing. No, we don't have courses that have grades, we don't offer degrees. So what we ask our volunteers, who are members just like you, who have taken courses, who say, you know, I was doing this before I retired. Perhaps they will be interested in offering my background and, you know, start teaching a course. So curriculum, what does curriculum do? We recruit coordinators, and the coordinators, as I said, are people just like you. We have our core coordinators, we call them veteran coordinators, who have been teaching as a course for many years, or several courses for many years. So that's our core courses, and you will see those courses repeated every semester because they're very popular, people like to take them. And then every year, we recruit new coordinators from the new membership who would bring something new to the curriculum. The other thing we do is schedule the courses, you know, day, time, space, and so forth. That takes a lot of time. And eventually print that white and blue catalog. And one of the things that has been great for us is that catalog we put Thank you, Alice, and her membership that helps us. There's only 4 of us in the curriculum committee, but we go to about 45 locations on the Cape to distribute those catalogs for people to see. Now, majority of our people, we would like majority of our people to register and go to our website to look for courses, but I know that there are a lot of people, including myself, I'm one of them. I like something in my hand, you know? I like that LL Bean catalog, you know? I spend, you know, it's different holding it than just going online. And then I go online and order. So people have said, gee, it's a lot of money that we spend putting the catalog together. It's a lot of effort, of course, and money printing it. Is it worth it? And I say yes. Alice is saying her membership, a lot of people have said to us, please continue to print the catalogs, bring it to us, put it in the libraries, put it in the senior centers and so forth, where we can have access to it, especially new people who don't know about it. That's about what we do. So do you have comments, questions? So I would invite all of you, if you have a skill you would like to share with us, if you have a background in teaching especially, a lot of our coordinators you will find are come from academia. They're ex-teachers, presenters, a lot of different backgrounds. Lawyers who sometimes teach. So contact curriculum committee, we will work with you in developing a course. If you have some idea but don't know how to develop the course, we'll work with you to develop the course to fit in the ALL curriculum, either 6 weeks or a 12-week course, either on Zoom or in person, or a combination that we call hybrid, which is in the classroom, but at the same time, it goes over Zoom for people who would like to take it from home. Who's next? Jean. Jean. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Jean DeVincentis, and I do registration. And you've all made it through our registration process very well. As I think Alice might have said, there are 84 of you so far, and it changes every day. 84 new members, and we have 466 members this semester so far, which we're coming back after COVID. Our numbers are getting better every semester, and it's wonderful. You probably all got an email from me this weekend that said you can add courses now. These are the courses that are under 75% full, and they're available right now to any member who's registered. Our coordinators like members in their classroom, and we want to have, make you happy, make the coordinators happy. After the first week of school, you can email us and ask for any class that has even one spot left in it. But we have to get permission from the coordinator to pop you into that spot, because sometimes a coordinator will say to me, no, you know what? I like it just the way it is, so let's not do that. So, but we try in many different ways to get you the classes that you want to take. So I think, unless anybody has any questions, we do that lottery thing. This year it was August 18th. We processed over 350 registrations on that day. And then now we're up to 466. So it's a busy process. If anybody, on the 18th, 10 of us sit in a computer lab right over here and enter data all day. That's how that happens, and have lunch, and actually it's kind of fun. So if anybody likes just entering data, we have a day for you once each semester. Anybody questions? No? Thank you.
Great. Denise?
Hi, my name is Denise Benjamin, and welcome. This
This is my second year on the board of directors, and it's my first year as chairman of the Special Events Committee. I encourage you, if you have any ideas for special events, to come to me, and especially if you would like to take charge of a special event, that would be really great. We have historically done 4 or 5 special events a year. We have one coming up in September, and I'd like to thank Brian for his suggestion and his connection to this person. She's going to be presenting here, actually, September 29th at 3:30. Something that I think will be very high interest rate for this group. It's called Cut the Cord. If you recently got a bill from Comcast or Xfinity for $300+, you might be interested in this course, or in this presentation. Last year we did, in the spring, and we usually do it every year, a dinner and theater event, and we see a play at the Barnstable Comedy Club, and then we go across the street to the Dolphin for dinner. And it's a really fun social outing. So if you have any ideas, I encourage you to contact me and join the committee. Thank you.
Any questions? Any questions?
Is the thing on the 29th, do you have to register or just show up?
Repeat the question.
Yeah, do you need to register? Yes, you do. And Cynthia will send out a email with a way to register for it. Yeah, and it's gonna be here, so there's plenty of space.
You're gonna hear a lot from us by various email and blasts and things, so watch your email, because stuff keeps happening.
Okay, thank you.
And Joe, you took the part there. Actually, I guess let's bring Mary Ann up first, and she may be part of her presentation. Yes.
Okay, can you hear me beginning? We are a community, and it is so glad to have each of you as a part of our community. And I say that because my job as head of the communications committee is to provide a little bit more glue that keeps you all in these crazy virtual worlds a part of us. So we have 6 people on our communications committee, and I'm gonna ask several of them to talk about what they do. We are multi-platform. You know what that means? We used to get things always in paper. Now the flagship of how we get stuff out is the newsletter, which I edit, which all of you, if you haven't gotten, I hope, have they gotten it already?
Yeah,
You should have gotten it. You will see Brian's trip to South America and the wonderful opus. We have short articles. They're 200 to 500 words. And if you know something you'd like to have us know about, if you get it to us, that would be great. If you have a longer piece, as Brian did, we can put it at, I'll let Jean talk about how wonderfully she transfers some things into social media for us and puts it on the website. But basically, that's our aim. One is to help build the community, provide glue, let you know what we're doing that's wonderful, let all of us really know that we're a part of something that's really interesting. And I'm gonna let each of the people talk about the different areas they do, but I'm also gonna start a list. You'll notice in our newsletter, one of the videos at the end of it is Tell a Friend. Most of us got here by a friend. And we know that that's really the best word of advice. If you know of somebody who you know their email and they wouldn't mind sharing, you don't think they'd mind you sharing it, I'm gonna send a piece of paper about it. It says Tell a Friend emails. And if you ever think of someone else who you'd like to know about it, you can either get them to Cynthia or you can just email us. So that's what this is about. It's Tell a Friend. And if you could just pass that around and the pen. And if you want to know more about, if they want to know more about AOL, every newsletter at the end has this little thing that says Tell a Friend. And if you click on it, it gives you a 2-minute video, an overview of what we do. So I do the newsletter. That's our flagship. We cut and paste from there and we put it on the website and we put it on social media. We have the newsletter, we have broadcast, which podcast, And most importantly, right now we have social media, which I'm gonna have Jean, who also does registration for you, talk about what she does with social media. And then I'm gonna have Maggie talk a little bit about a wonderful publication we put out with members writing called Reflections. So we'll start with Jean, and then we'll go to Joan, and then we'll go to Maggie. And remember, tell a friend, get us your email, get the word out. We are the glue. We want everybody to know how great we are.
And
We're
welcome
back.
them.
And welcome them.
As Mary Ann said, I manage the website, and I am happy to get input about what you want to see there, how we can help disseminate information to you using the website. I try to keep the open class list up to date. So now you'll see on the front page, big red letters, open classes. Click on that, you can see what's available. There's an events page for upcoming events. There's a description of each course. Anything you'd like to see, we're happy to put on the website. As far as social media, basically I concentrate on Facebook. Our age group seems to use Facebook more than a lot of the other social media. You may have noted, look us up on Facebook. We promote our courses, we promote our events, and Maggie puts up wonderful little inspirational messages for us. You'll meet Maggie in a minute. That's really it. If anybody has any background in web design or just ideas for the website, we're all volunteers and can only go so far. So and also, if anybody is good with social media, happy to get your input. Thank you.
And I forgot to mention on communications, we're always looking for volunteers. So, matter of fact, we are, if it hasn't been brought to your attention, we are a completely volunteer organization. Everything you get, with the exception of Cynthia, who actually does a lot of work volunteer in addition to what we pay her for. But if you want to volunteer, we welcome it in every committee. Joan does a podcast. You can get broadcast media. I'm going to ask Joan to talk. We have an affiliation with the Cape Media Center and Channel 26. Joan, if you want to say a little bit about what you've done there.
Hi, we're so delighted that you're here. We know that your schedules are busy and that you have many choices here on the Cape of where to spend your time and where to spend your money. And the fact that you're here with us makes us so delighted. As Alice has said, we've been working very hard to get our numbers back up. And we've had to do that on multiple platforms. We have put things out on Facebook, like Jean has talked about. We have an association with the Cape Media Center, which is our local cable for Mid-Cape. And we do podcasts and broadcasts. At one time, ALL had our own television program. It's called Always. And that this year we're going to be doing podcasting again. And what we try to do through that is to shine a light on our instructors and try to shine a light on what actually is going on in our classrooms, which is really the best asset that we have. Our instructors and what we actually do here, which is teach and enrich. So my little niche in this, besides being the clerk, which I dot those I's and cross those T's, besides being the clerk, is to get information out about what's actually going on in the classrooms and what ALL has to offer on electronic platforms. So again, I'm hoping that some of you found out about us through our electric platforms and our podcasts and our broadcasts. And again, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to be having, hopefully, an event at the Cape Media Center. And if anybody is interested in seeing that and you may be helping out there, we'd love to have you. So thank you very much, and
And we will ask for questions. I'll have one more person. We're all very verbal, as you can see. We're very communicative on communication. Maggie, do you want to come over here? And she talks about a wonderful publication, ALS. We celebrated our 25th year. And once again, we're all volunteer, and Maggie had a lot to do with keeping it going. So there we go. Thank you.
I'm like Alice, I have to work hard at standing still. I can be all over the place. My husband likes to say when I'm talking, hold your hands and tell me if you can still talk. And I can't, but I'll give it a best try. Reflections is, as was said, was started about 25 years ago. And the impetus for starting it was to demonstrate the creativity that still exists when we are older. And I have been the editor for the last 2 years, and J.D. Foley is taking over this year. What we ask is members, they submit poems, they submit essays, short stories, artwork that they've taken photographs of, or actual photographs, and we put it together in an anthology. It's usually between 100 and 150 pages. There's a lot of talent. You all have talent that bring it out. And so we spend the year culling the information and getting it ready to publish. And then in April of the year, we have what we call a launch party, where we launch the book. And we have copies of it over in our little alcove area that you can take a look at and see just the depth that exists in all of us at this stage in life. That's about it.
It's our only piece that we have in print, actual, besides a catalog, in print and virtual.
Yes. So to that, any questions?
No, you want to stand by, because you're gonna be next.
I'm sorry?
Me?
You're gonna ask for questions.
It's nice to meet you all, but you'll see me again in a few minutes.
I saw a hand up back there, Alice.
Is everyone getting our emails? Okay. If someone isn't, how would they go about making sure?
If you hear, if by word of mouth, since all of you, everyone says, well, if you don't get an email, send us an email, right? Or you go to the cable and they say, oh, you know, we're turning you off, or you haven't paid your bill, go online and pay your bill. It's like, well, you know, Cynthia will take it. And if, as I said again, if you know of other people who would like to know about us, get the information to me or to Cynthia or to anyone on the committee. I saw another hand.
If you're not getting it, check your spam or trash for Academy for Lifelong Learning. If that doesn't work, Cynthia, call the Academy for Lifelong Learning, so she will help you.
Yeah. And no questions? Then I will close by saying the other thing I do with Cynthia is, Maggie, did you? The other thing I do with Cynthia is the art exhibit. We're always looking for our members to have art. We have 2 wonderful exhibits right now of collage. One is Cynthia's actually, and another is Helena Coyne. And you could have read about them in the newsletter. I just want to say welcome. We are glue. We want you to help us glue everybody together. And volunteer. Thank you.
I have one question. How do you connect to the newsletter?
If you give me your email, okay, I'll take it right now.
So, like I said, I'm back. Before, I'm Maggie French. I'm the treasurer of the organization. I've been a member for over 4 years, but before I get into the diatribe of treasury, there are a few things I'd like to add to what everybody said. First of all, when it comes to being a coordinator, in addition to those who have taught, there are those who haven't taught who we are looking for. You have a wealth of experience that we'd all like you to, that people would like to hear from you in whatever field or area of interest. So coordinators come from everywhere in addition to, I hope that's okay, that I added that. Number 2, volunteer. You're gonna hear us say that a lot. The one thing I will say, even though I've, excuse me, been here 30 years, It's a great way to meet new people and form new communities, which is another part of this stage of where we are in life and in living on Cape Cod. The last is that we were talking about emails. When you go to your Facebook page, or if you're on Instagram, I think we still do a little Instagram, please like and follow. That way it will definitely come up on your news feed, so you'll know something new is going on. So those were 3 things that I wanted to add before I get into the fact that I got on the board 2 years ago and became treasurer. And like any finance person, when you think of doing an event like this, it's charts and graphs. However, one of the glorious things about being older is you know what not to do. So there'll be none of that except to say that I manage the funds, the money that keeps this organization going. That's from our memberships and from our donations. And it has kept us going for over 30 years. That said, the board each year comes together and looks for new ways to enhance the organization, to enhance your membership through special events, through social hospitality, through curriculum. And in order to fund all of the new endeavors, what the board decided to do and launched last year was an annual appeal. So in addition to the emails and the Facebook posts, you'll start hearing from us as to people that might be interested in donating to us. Help us find those people, or yourself. There are those of us that continue to donate, but it helps us bring new programs and keep it affordable for all of us. That's about it. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to the website, or as you can gather, I love to talk, and we can talk afterwards. So that being that, are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, Roger.
Are we in the black?
Yes, we are. We have survived COVID, which for a lot of nonprofits has been challenging, but yes, we are in the black, but we can always be better, right? Who's next? Any other questions? Who's next?
Next is Brian.
Hi there, I'm Brian. I chair our long-range planning committee. Welcome to this, I think Maggie used the word community, so welcome to this community. It's really exciting to have you here. I am, like you, a fairly new member, so I only joined about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, mostly for the social interaction, which is the opposite of how many people join. A lot of people come in because they see a class that they're interested in, and then the social aspect develops afterwards. I wanted the social connection, and so agreed with Henry to teach a class. I said I wanted to teach chess. He said we already have a chess class, so I said what else? Well, I just retired. I'll teach something about retirement. I spent 40 years doing that, so I taught a class in retirement. I was thrilled and pleasantly surprised to find this unique gem that is ALL. We have very good variety of classes, so you can do just about anything just from the handful of people I had a chance to talk with here. We've got people going to the Whitey Bulger class, the history of Cape Cod, the Beatles, and I know I'm giving one on chess. Please sign up if you like to, but all kinds of things that you can do. Any interest, in addition to the chair caning and square dancing and film reviews and academic topics. The quality of instruction is really high because our coordinators, unlike a lot of places, bring a depth and breadth of experience that has been earned over their lifetimes, and they infuse that into their materials. Our coordinators come well prepared, and no matter what the topic is, you're going to have some good active discussion about it. And that's the third piece, is that the student population, if I can use that word, participants, members, also bring that rich experience. And so, as I said, I spent over 40 years working with retirement plans. Thought I knew a lot about it until I retired and found out how much I didn't know. I learned as much in that class from the students, the other participants in the class, as I brought to it myself. And I think that's very common because we have these great active debates and people say, well, one thing I did to increase my health is I get together with my friend and we go out walking every day together. Now that sounds like something really simple, but it's a life lesson that we all took with us. So the Long Range Planning Committee, our job is primarily to make sure that we can sustain all three of those elements. So we continue to have a robust curriculum. We have a supply of coordinators who are passionate and want to teach or coordinate because it is participative. And we get a student population that is engaged and passionate, which is also different from what you run into in most other learning environments. I mean, kids in school are there because they have to be, but our people are here because they want to be. So I welcome. It's going to be really fun to watch you get engaged and grow and become part of this group, and at some point maybe even volunteer or teach a class. You heard earlier, everybody's got a talent. You might have a little bit of reluctance. I don't want to get up in front of people. It's really hard to do. I'm an introvert by nature, and it took a long time to figure out that it's okay to get up there and talk in front of people. Just be yourself. You have something you know in your head that other people want to hear about, so get out there and do it. So welcome again. It's really exciting to have you here. So, Roger, I think it's back to you.
Thank you. So a couple of things. You can tell there's a lot of enthusiasm in this group for this organization. And for those of you who say, I just want to take a class here, we love you. If you don't volunteer and just take classes, we love you. I mean, it sounds like we're saying lassos out for you, but it's just because we're very enthusiastic about this institution, and we would like to get as many of you involved as want to get involved with us. So that sort of ends what we're going to do today. You can refresh your refreshments. It sounds like that's redundant to me. Just a second. And on the way out, we have the new member printed handbook over here if you want to take one with you. So after you finish here, we would hope that you would walk over to the ALL digs over here, which is the next building over this way, and see the classrooms and see the art exhibit and so forth, and look around and find your way over there. I think all of the members of the board know how to get there. Right? Good. I'm glad to hear that. And the other thing is that if you are interested in getting into the AL suite, which is on like the second floor of the building, there are ways to make it less barrier. You can make it completely barrier free, but it's a little complex. I am going to lead anybody who would like to learn how to not walk up the hill, not go up steps, or only fewer steps, because that's me, for example. And so I'm going to hang around, and then anybody who wants to know those ways to approach ALL, just hang in for here a bit, and I'll take you over later. Now, Alice.
Couple things. One is just to reinforce what we were talking about. Tell a friend. We're all deputized to be part of the membership committee now, just after this. So go home tonight or go to your book clubs or whatever and tell them about ALL. That helps us, and it also gets a chance to spread the word. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you is you're going to enjoy being on the college campus. The kids are fascinated by us. They're not quite sure what we're taking. And sometimes I've been sitting in the cafeteria, which by the way is in the basement of that building, and okay, so I'm not really a discerning palate, but the food's not bad. I mean, they have, made to order sandwiches, they have specials and stuff, but when you're sitting there, you're acting at a couple of kids looking at you going, are you taking classes? And then you explain to them that there's a program for older folk here, but they're very friendly, you're going to enjoy being with you. You notice they just know we're all here. So that's part of the fun of all of this. That's it.
For the most part, we all get the respect that we have earned. Thank you very much. So enjoy being together, and then when you're ready to go over to check out what's happening in ALL Suite, do that. Thank you very much for coming.